OpenAI's GPT-5 is out, but what that exactly mean for AI voice agent? That is what exactly I'm going to cover in this video. So we are going to take a look at GPT-5 and how it compares with the previous generation models like GPT-4o, 4.1, and real time. Now, if you don't know what AI voice agents are, basically these are AI that can talk on the phone like a real human or maybe on the website. Now, the platform we are going to use Retell AI because they have already launched GPT-5 to be used as the LLM model for their AI voice agents. So all the links will be in description so you can use them. Now, once you go into your Retell AI account, you will click on create an agent, voice agent, and then simple prompt agent. Don't use the conversational flow or any other agents. We will just keep it very simple because we want to isolate the LLM model and test what's the difference between using GPT-5 as opposed to using the rest of the models or even the cheaper models that are available. Now, click on start from blank and then click on create. Once you click that, a new agent will get created, but I'm not going to create a new agent. Here I have already created an agent. I haven't prompted it yet, but in this video, as an example, we are going to take an inbound dental receptionist. So for that, we need to write a prompt. So for writing the prompt, I'm going to use this AI agent. This is an AI agent that I have built that writes the prompt. Like it does the 95% of the work, and then I go in and do the 5% of the work and just polish the prompt as I want it to be. So I'm just gonna, yeah, and the format must be marked down. So while this is generating the prompt, I'm going to quickly explain on what basis we will compare these LLM models. So the first thing or the last thing we are going to see is going to be speech quality, but this is the most important thing because again, it is a voice model, a voice agent that needs to talk with the consumer. So speech quality is going to be the first thing. We are going to test this by seeing how intelligent the model is in using filler words. Then we are going to see the calling function. So function calling, what this is basically how it is able to use the tools, like how efficient is it in using the tools, because sometimes lower models are not able to use tools as efficiently as a higher model would use. Then we will test the latency. We'll see how, the how quickly the AI is able to respond to whenever you are speaking with it. And the last thing we are going to see is pricing. Again, this is a factor a lot of people consider when they want to make phone calls in volume using AI agents. So here our prompt is ready. What we are going to do is just copy this right here, go back to the agent and paste it right there. We are not looking too much in the prompt because we want to keep everything as consistent as possible. We are only going to change the LLM model because we want to isolate this factor and test it out. Now, the first thing we are going to see, or the first two things we are going to see, is actually latency and pricing because we can literally see it right here. So for GPT-4o mini, okay, we are not using GPT-4o mini. We'll start with GPT-5. So as you can see, the pricing would be 11 cents and the latency here is 970 milliseconds to 1300 milliseconds, which is quite a lot. Like, to be honest, for real life like conversation, this is quite a lot. Now we will take the next model, which is 4o, and we can see a slight increase in pricing, but not so much. The latency remains the same. And GPT-5 is actually, I think, less expensive than the other high tier models. So GPT-4o is generally expensive than GPT-4o mini, but GPT-5 is even less expensive than GPT-4o, and the mini is obviously going to be uh, less expensive. Okay, the mini version of GPT-5 is actually double the price of GPT-4o mini, so very confusing pricing structure right there. But anyways, let's move on. So let's say this 4o, right? Or did we already do 4o? 4o, 4.1. I think it's okay. It's just slightly inexpensive, and the latency remains the same. To be honest, just give you a quick comparison between these two. I generally prefer 4o. For some reason, it just performs better than 4.1. So at last, we are going to look into real-time API. The most expensive one is literally $50 a minute. That's like 5 times the average price of these other top models. But the latency, you can clearly see there is very low latency. Now, okay, so if we want to give them points based on their pricing and latency, so definitely let's start with price. For price, definitely GPT-5 is at the top, so we'll give it 5. And then for O, it's going to be 4. and this also 4, because there's literally not that big of a difference. And real-time API is definitely going to get 2 because it's literally 5 times more expensive. Because if we want to go, like if we want to achieve latency very low, we can go with smaller models. So here, if you click on GPT-4 or mini, you will get like latency at 820 to 100 milliseconds, which is quite good for the price range, because it also becomes like 20 times cheaper than this, or even more. So that's the thing. For latency, definitely these guys will get 3. The reason why I'm going to give them 3 and not 4 is because you can see GPT-4 or mini, or even this model right here, GPT-5 mini. Let me just see what's the latency there. Okay, even that model. So mini models are giving us latency lesser than these higher tier models. So that's why this is going to get 3, because if we would have included 4 mini or something, then that would have gotten 4 points. So, and definitely for latency, real-time API is very, very good. Let me also check real-time mini and what's the latency going to be in that. hmm Okay, so real-time mini latency is also very similar to this. So if we include like real-time mini here, it will still get 5 on latency, but on pricing as well, it will get 3, because it's, or not 3, it will even get a 4, because it's literally 12.5 cents. So yeah, 12 and a half cents. So yeah, this is 11 cents, 12 cents, like 11 and a half cents, and this is 12 and a half. So yeah, definitely I think it would even get 4, but yeah, we can make it like an honorable mention. But yeah, now we will actually check the speech quality and function quality together. But before that, you need to make sure that everything is consistent. The only thing you change is the LLM model. So the voice here, I'm going to choose Anthony, and the speech model is going to be this one, the default one, and everything here should be 1. So you should not increase it or decrease it, because again, we need to isolate everything. The language English, just make sure that here you have English only model for the sake of isolation. And now we'll use some functions. So we'll add one function that is called as and call. So we'll save this. So one function we will have it from inside of Retell AI platform. So these are like platforms that are already available. The other function we are going to test is a custom function. And for this function, we are actually going to set up a workflow inside of N8N and connect it to that. Now, let me just, now everything just keep as it is. Okay, in speech setting, it's generally like this. Back channeling is disabled. All you have to do is turn this on, because as I said earlier in the video that we want to check how it's using the filler words. So just have GPT generate 7 filler words separated by commas, and then paste it right here, and those filler words are going to be used. Keep the frequency to highest, I'm keeping here at 1, and yeah, keep everything as it is. The other thing we are only going to test is function, because there is no point in testing the webhook setting, because anyway after the call 100% time, whatever model you use, it is going to send the end call data, right? The thing you really want to check is how it is calling functions while on the call. That will give you the actual intelligence capability of these models, because even if you click here, you can see lower value yields better function call results. And I did read somewhere that lower models also yield like you need to use higher model to, in case you have a lot of functions in your agent and you are reliant on functions, then you should use an higher model. Even here, or somewhere in the documentation I have read that. So yeah, so we are going to test both of these things together. So the speech quality and the function calling. So for custom function calling, we are actually going to create a custom function. So we'll click on custom function, and what should this function actually do? Okay, I thought about the function quite a bit, and the function I really want to give is very technical, that really requires the agent to do a lot of work. So this is going to be a function that's going to call, and then it will accept, and then it will expect a webhook response as well. So what I mean is, you go to your N8N account, just create a new workflow. Here you will do webhook. So we'll start with the normal webhook right here. The method will be post, because we are posting data from here to here, and keep it at test URL, right? And you will copy this, paste it right here. So this will be retrieve. What's the spelling? Retrieve patient data when the user slash prospect gives slash patient gives their name and phone. Okay, phone number we really don't need because anyway we will have their phone number. If their their name, search them up in the database. I know I'm complicating this, but I think to really test which model is really doing the best here, I think we need to include a bit complex example here. Appointment availability, what we really want is something like this. So we want to send back the name. It's going to be a string description. Because a lot of times based on even accent or something, the AI messes up the name, because it's generally the higher models are able to get the name properly. And it's very important because as you can see, if this is a dental clinic AI reception, if it doesn't get the name properly and is not able to check the name in the database properly, then it's no use, right? And yeah, it's not practical, and then you cannot sell to clients, or even if you sell, they are going to ask for a refund. So yeah, the name of the user, right? Because if this gets the name correctly right here without any mistakes whatsoever, then we don't have to do a lot of post processing. If it does if it do mistake, then maybe in the back end we're gonna have to have one more AI agent, and then it will add up to the cost, so that's the thing. Required name, the user, right? Okay, all right. Patient data, just gonna copy that. Gonna save this, and yeah. Okay, it has underscore. Why is it to name? Oh, okay, there was a space there. Yeah, all right. Yes. There should be no space. Yep, definitely. My bad. Okay, have a wonderful day. After this, call end call function, right? And where we'll include this function retrieve patient data. So we are going to create a very simple database. In the name of database is literally a Google Sheet. So I'm gonna name it dental database. So here we will have one column which says name, or we want to have the AI agent check based on the name, because if she will have access to the phone number, she will be pretty easily map it to the phone number and do the function calling. So yeah, we definitely want to just map it or have it like use literally the phone number, sorry, the name to get it. So yeah, here we will get the dental database sheet 1 column name, right? So we want to check the columns for the particular dynamic variable that we are going to get, and then we want to actually response the webhook with a response. So thing that we actually want to have in this is patient history. This, if we are going to use snake case, so then I think we should just stick with it, yeah, this looks good. So patient history, patient came to the free queue. So here we will actually add one more step. It's going to be talk about history if exists. So basically, so I quickly made these changes. As you can see, you can pause the video and you can make these changes to your script as well. And yeah, let me just what I was getting at. Okay, yep. So this one is going to be JSON. So we are doing the webhook response. Okay, so we want to try to get the patient history. So we configured the webhook here. We created the database to get the patient history. I put a very simple patient history. Okay, that's good. Now we are going to actually respond with the patient history, and yeah. So how we are going to do that? So yeah, that's going to be pretty easy. Here we are going to select response as JSON. In the first one, also make this change, use respond to webhook node. So here, so basically what it's going to be, we are going to grab the patient history, right? Going to grab that thing written in this patient history, and yeah, here we will have a dynamic variable. So now we are actually going to test the function. This testing is not going to be the one that we are going to use to comparison. This is just going to be so that we can get data here. And also one more thing, a lot of people I see, they directly test it from the voice. It costs you money to test it on voice, so it's better you test it on chat. Now what I mean is, obviously for checking the quality of the voice, you need to test it on voice, but first complete your entire agent, check whether the tool calling and everything is working or not, and then test it on voice. Because if you will just test it on voice and you just want to test some kind of tool functions, you are wasting the money. What I would suggest is just test it on chat. Here I will just execute this workflow so I can get some data right here, and I'll click on manual chat and hi, because we just want to send some data back. Okay, it's actually all right, it unnecessarily um, ran the function when we really didn't want it to run it. So yeah, but still not a big issue there, right? Okay, we are going to run this once again, and now I'm gonna write my name. So let's hope this time it works correctly. Okay, cool. We should get the name. Okay, we get the name, got the name, and now we are going to map everything correctly. So we are actually going to use the name to map and get the patient history. So just map that and execute this step. We should get the data. Okay, we get the data here. Now I think what we should do is yeah, we got this data, we got the patient history, that's what actually we want. And now we'll pin this and go here, and the patient history is going to be this. Okay, this, let me just copy that, and yep, all right, looks good. So it should send that back. Execute this. All right, this is output. Okay, let's see how it goes. So I'm gonna just unpin all the data here, and we are going to test it once again from here, so we can just delete this one, regenerate. Right, so I'm gonna execute this. When I say like give it my name, it should return back with the history. So let's try that. Right, got the I'm here to all right, maybe we can improve the script a bit, but yeah, that we will actually know by having conversation with it. All right, so I just made some changes to the prompt because I want to make sure that there is no shortcoming at the prompts end, and that we can isolate the LLM models and only test whether they are working properly or not. So I'm going to scroll down slowly so you can see what changes I have made. Quite a lot of changes, but yeah, I was just making sure that the prompt is solid. Now we'll start testing. First we'll go with GPT-5. Here we have our n8n workflow as well for the function calling, so we'll execute that and test. Hello.
Hi, thanks for calling Origin X Dental. This is Nick. What's your name?
My name is Fahad Rahman.
Thanks, Fahad. How can I help today? I'm seeing a note. You've had a couple cleanings this year and noticed plaque building up behind a tooth pretty often. Do you want us to look at that today, or is this about something else? Are you looking to book, ask about a service, or talk about something that's bothering you?
Yeah, it's basically I just want to follow up cleaning.
Sure thing, Fahad. What day works for you? I can do 9 a.m. or 3 p.m., which is better.
3 p.m.
Great, 3 p.m. works. What day would you like to come in?
Tomorrow.
Perfect, tomorrow at 3 p.m. for a cleaning. I'll lock that in. You're all set, Fahad. Anything else I can help with?
No, that's all.
Great, you're all set, Fahad. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. for your cleaning. Have a nice day.
Okay, so it called both the functions, so definitely going to give it 5 because it did call the function, the inbuilt function from retail and the custom function that we set. Now for the speech quality, I think it was like I know for sure 4.0 and 4.1 is better, and we will see it inshallah right now. But I'm gonna, you know, give it 3.5. I think it's quite good, but not there. So yeah, let's move on with what's next. So 4.0. So we are going to use 4.0 here and execute this. Hello,
Hi, thanks for calling Origin X Dental. This is Nick. What's your name?
my name is Fahad Rahman.
Thanks, Fahad. How can I help today? I do see a quick note. You've been in a couple of times this year for cleanings and mentioned plaque forming behind your teeth frequently. Do you want us to look into that today, or is this about something else?
Um, yeah, but like I just want to follow up cleaning.
Sure thing. What day works for you? I've got 9 a.m. or 3 p.m. available.
3 p.m.
Perfect. Booked for 3 p.m. Anything else I can help with, Fahad?
No, that's all.
You're all set, Fahad. We'll see you at 3 p.m. Take care.
You too. So yeah, it did call all the function, and I think the voice quality was slightly better. There was some emotions, and also it intelligently decided to not like stretch the question to multiple questions at a time. It just asked one question, like it shortened it. So I think it was more intelligent reply. So for that purpose, I'm gonna just give it 4, and definitely function calling is 5 as well for this. So the next one is going to be 4.1. Cool. So we are going to execute this test. Hello,
Hi, thanks for calling Origin X Dental. This is Nick. What's your name?
my name is Fahad Rahman.
Thanks, Fahad. How can I help today? I do see a quick note. You've come a couple of times this year for cleaning, but often mention plaque forming behind your tooth frequently. Want us to look at that today, or is this about something else?
Yeah, I just wanna like come for a follow-up cleaning.
Sure. What day works for you? I can do 9 a.m. or 3 p.m., which is better.
3 p.m.
Great. 3 p.m. for a cleaning. I'll lock that in. You're all set, Fahad. Anything else I can help with?
No, I think that's all.
All set. We'll see you then. Take care.
You too. All right. Again, function calling is going to be 5, but speech was all right. To be honest, like now I think about it, GPT-5, I think it was more intelligent because then um, they both like locked me in for 3 p.m. and without asking me the date or the day when I can come in. So I think GPT-5 is going to be 4.4 or 4.5, and these two are going to be 4. So last one is going to be real-time API, and unfortunately we cannot use the same voice, so we're gonna have to compromise on the voice. So which one? I think this should sound pretty similar to Anthony there. So let's just execute that. Click here. Hello,
Hi, thanks for calling Origin X Dental. This is Nick. What's your name?
my name is Fahad Rahman.
Thanks, Fahad. How can I help today? I do see a note that you've had some concerns about plaque forming behind your tooth pretty frequently. Do you want us to look at that today, or is this about something else?
Yeah, I just wanna schedule a follow-up meeting.
Got it. What day works for you? I can do 9 a.m. or 3 p.m. Which is better?
3 p.m.
Great. 3 p.m. it is. I'll lock that in for your follow-up. You're all set, Fahad. Anything else I can help with?
No, that's all.
You're all set, Fahad. Take care, and we'll see you at 3 p.m.
I think definitely there was more emotion in the voice. So real-time API will also like get 4.5, but the pricing is so much, and it was able to do the function calling. So with function calling, I think each one of them are performing quite good. But yeah, here basically the price is too much. It's just 5 times the price. And yeah, there was some emotion in the voice as well. I could sense that. And now let's just, for honorable mention, we will test for Omini, because now the one thing I would say is latency, that we already gave it 5. You could clearly see the latency was so less. But again, paying 5 times more just for low latency is just not justifiable. So to get the latency below, we can even do this, where we can have the same agent and for Omini. And for Omini, inshallah, is going to perform very well. You are going to see in a minute. So here it is for Omini, and we are going to execute this. Hello,
Hi, thanks for calling Origin X Dental. This is Nick. What's your name?
my name is Fahad Rahman.
Thanks, Fahad. How can I help today? I do see a note here. You've mentioned plaque forming behind your tooth frequently. Want us to look into that today, or is this about something else?
Yeah, I just want to do a follow-up cleaning.
Got it. What day works for you? I've got openings at 9 a.m. or 3 p.m. Which is better?
3 p.m.
Perfect. Booked for 3 p.m. for your cleaning. Anything else I can help with, Fahad?
No, that's all.
You're all set, Fahad. We'll see you at 3 p.m. Take care.
You too.
Thanks. Great day.
As you can see, like it also performed. That the difference here was really so negligible that you can definitely use GPT-4 or Mini. And I lastly want to give you a demo of very cheap model. So I'm pretty sure it is going to do some mistake, but yeah, I cannot, like, let's just test it out. Hello.
Hi, thanks for calling Origin X Dental. This is Nick. What's your name?
My name is Fahad Rahman.
Thanks, Fahad. How can I help you today?
Yes, can you check me on your database?
Sure, Fahad. I'm checking your...
So there's no point to continue the call. As I said, like I knew 100% sure it's going to mess it up. So as I earlier said on my video, that you can see it literally messed up here. It wasn't able to get the data back. The reason being, it's literally empty. So it didn't send the name. So as I said, like going for the very low model can cost you this loss in function as well. So the most you can go for is like 4 mini, but yeah, rest is up to you. Here are the result. As you can see, honestly, I was pretty sure it is going to be somewhat like this, but yeah, now you can see this and you can make your own decision. I'll see you in the next one.